Hello, family. I just finished for today, and me and my client we was talking, and I'm just sitting here. I'm holding it. I haven't even went in to get the tripod, the little thing to hold it. So I hope I ain't shaky doing this. But we was talking about when you become a senior and you done been in your house 30 years, 25 years, and you done paid your house off. Do you take the equity out and enjoy life, or you just let it sit and let your kids get the benefit of your hard work? I know back in the days that's how it was. I benefit from my dad and my mom home, but I see it so different now. I see it so different. My daughter and son, they done already told me they didn't want to move back over here in our family home. And I've been in this home majority of my life by myself, and just thank the Lord I was able to pay my house off 11 years early. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, because it wasn't nothing but God that allowed me to do it, because the sacrifice I made. I mean, even back when people was getting a stimulus check, and I didn't spend a penny. Every extra thing I made, I put up, whether it was extra tips, extra work, just anything. I saved and I saved, and really I deprived myself of a whole lot in order to pay my house off. And the conversation was in the salon was, do you, if you struggling or not struggling, should you take advantage of all these opportunities now where you can pay your, go through, I guess, a real estate lawyer and find out how can you do it and still live in your house, and pull the equity out of your house. It's different ways. I'm not for sure all the ways you can do it, but I know it's a lot of different plans that you can do. And for me, I was thinking about, hey, I'm ready to sell. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of working. I need I can't think of what they call it where the ministers take like a year or two off. Y'all help me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I probably just need a good year off, or even just retire. I can't retire because I'm not 62, but that's my goal, is to retire, because my work done played havoc on my body. Being a hairstylist for 42 years, and then especially these last few years doing memory loss clients, seniors, I done developed all kind of issues with my back, my shoulders. My doctor tell me I'm wearing out my shoulder blades, because when you're shampooing, you constantly moving your shoulders, you constantly moving, and then the bending and shampooing and doing that, bending down, doing hair. My back, my body done paid the price. And then not eating healthy. And I do I do work out. It ain't no try. I swim, but I probably eat as much as I swim. That's just being truthful about it. And this, like I said, I'm gonna just give y'all the real here. I'm just giving you the real. But like I said, the discussion is, do you sell and then just move on and move in with somebody, or move to a senior apartment, or do you pull the equity out and have it did where you could still stay in your house? Because I knew a family where the mother did that. I think she pulled $100,000 out, and she was able to stay in her house till she passed. And then the family had 6 months to pay. And I know it's some kind of, you know, extra money they had to pay back with interest and uh from finance charges. I don't know which one it was. It was something. But even once they paid all that back, they still had a nice little penny to split between the family. Because, I look at it like this. You've been in your house. Your kids, or at least mine, didn't pay not one mortgage, one light bill, one water bill, anything like that. Now, they brought me a lot of enjoyment raising them here. But my kids are grown. I have a 40-year-old and a 25-year-old. And I have got, not like I said, not one light bill, water bill, one mortgage or anything. And I know they have their own family they have to do. But it's so much if you just had some extra money. And especially if you can retire and then tap into that extra money, it wouldn't make it so hard. I've been watching all these YouTube influence talking about retirement, and make sure you have it planned. Make sure you plan on what you want to do and how you do it. Y'all, I'm still figuring out which way to look in this to make sure I'm looking straight into the camera. So y'all, you know what? I'm in the salon and I'm in front of the mirror. So I'm going to try some. I'm going to look at the mirror and talk like I'm talking to myself. And hopefully I'm looking straight. I'm going to do it for a few minutes. But just trying to figure out, how do people feel about not... and you know what? Let me look back. Because when I look this way, you pay for life insurance. And I've been paying life insurance since I was 19. When we finished, my mother said, hey, you have to pay your life. She got some life insurance and we had to pay our life insurance. And then I, got my own insurance as I got a little bit older. I want to say probably late 20s. I eventually got my own insurance. And that's what I said. That's what I have. Something happened when the Lord take me home. I have my life insurance, because that's one thing. I pay my life insurance like I'm paying a light bill or any other bill that you can't do without. And I'm really considering that the pull of equity out if I choose to stay here or sell my house and enjoy the fruits of my labor. I can go down and just work one day a week and do good. If I had this money in the bank, putting it up, drawing interest, we as seniors over 60, we old school, well, a lot of us, especially me, we grew up saying you keep your house for the kids, you keep the house. But now these kids' education is so much better than when our parents or my parents was in school. My dad was born 1916. You just add up the number, how old he would have been. And he didn't finish 8th grade. And I think my mother went to the 10th. So I think the families back then, when they got a home, they kept the home to give their kids some kind of financial foundation, because they didn't have the education. They weren't able to, especially in the African American generations that I know with my family, a lot of them, with my mother and them, my family was a little bit easy, because the ones that wanted to go to college went to college. I had the opportunity to go to college, but my mother and say her mother, my grandmother, they didn't have the same opportunities. So having that family home was they way, having finance for their kids to step out on. If something happened, they pass, they'd get it. But I'm just curious to uh what other people think, because I'm really, really thinking about it. Y'all, my excuse. I'm holding my phone in my hand while I record, because it was just on my mind, and I said, you know what, before I clean up and turn the lights off and be uh, done for the day, I'm just curious to what other people think, how other people feel. Do you still keep your house and just, pass it down to the kids? And most of them ain't gonna do nothing but sell it and keep the money. It ain't like they gonna move back into it. Well, I guess some do, because I did have one customer moved back in her family house. Her mother passed, and about 7 or 8 years later, her dad passed, and she was able to move back because her house that she was buying, when paid for, she had a big mortgage. So her and her husband thought it was just easier and financially better just to move back in their parents' house. But I'm in my situation is a little bit different. My house is paid for, and I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I want to enjoy it. So, y'all let me know down in the comments, how do y'all feel about this subject? But anyway, y'all, as I say, be blessed and choose to be happy. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications. And if you want to share, share. Y'all have a blessed day, and see y'all later. Bye.